Alright, perfect, because obviously I can't be outside today. So it's going to be inside, but nonetheless, good morning everyone. Great to see you again. Today's class will be just slightly shorter than it was last week. Partially because it's a bit more intense and partially because I have a meeting at 10, so let's dive right into it. We will focus on our hip joints today. Why? Because next to our shoulders, I think I already said this before, but next to our shoulders, our hip joints are the places where we put the most stress in our bodies. So you will probably feel that, especially after about 5 to 6 months of working at home in this crazy pandemic, your hip joints will probably be even more tight than you think. So what I would advise you to do today is really don't overdo anything. Listen very closely to your body. If something doesn't work, try to adjust. I will guide you through, but make sure that you're not suffering, that you don't have any aches or pains. Because yoga is all about finding that balance, between relaxation and activation. Okay, speaking of activation, let's hop right into it. We will start. You can start just in the middle of at the middle of your mat and put your feet hip width apart. Try to really feel where you are today. Try to feel that the mat again is lifting you, that the floor is lifting you, that everyone's here to carry you. Put your shoulders relaxed downward in your spine, and then on an inhale we are going to rise up. Really stretch it out as if you just woke up. You can be a little goofy about it. If I can do it live or on YouTube, you can do it all on your own in your living room. So really try to just awaken your body, stretch it out, and then on the next inhale really lift up, lift through the chest and lift your heels off the floor. That way your feet can stretch out as well. And on the exhale we come all the way back. Let's do that again. Inhale, come up on your toes, stretch out the length of your feet, and exhale, go down. And again, inhale, come all the way up, and exhale down. 2 more times. Inhale, try to lengthen your breath, and exhale down. One last time. Inhale, and then exhale. Great, just feel it out a little. You're here, you already made it this far, you can be proud. And then let's hop onto our knees and our hands, come into sort of a cat-cow position. We're just going to do one to make sure that our spine is flexible for the day as well. So on an inhale, make a hollow back and lift up your head. And on an exhale, do the reverse. Tuck in your belly button and act like a cat. Really push those hands into the mat and make a little ball. And then on the next inhale, come into a neutral spine and exhale where you are. Then on the next inhale, you are going to place your right foot onto the floor, wherever that suits for you. It can be here, it can be there. At this point, it doesn't really matter. Just make sure that you kind of flex and awaken this hip joint. Make sure you keep pushing into the floor, and then we're just one time we are going to try to come and sit a little. Oh, this should feel really good. And then on an inhale, come up again. next inhale, we are going to stretch out our leg. If you can, would be amazing if you could place your foot in the exact line of your knee. So your right foot on the line of your left knee. Make sure you keep your arms stretched out, look down, and just stay here. If it feels good for you, you can also go front and back. That way you can really feel the hip joints flexing, you can feel it awakening. And then on your next exhale, you will place your hands or your forearms on the mat and place your forehead also on the mat. It's a type of puppy pose. Stay here, keep breathing. Tuck your shoulders in your back. Keep your legs stretched and make sure you can really feel it here in your hip joint. Put your right foot really deep into the floor. Push that foot into the floor. And breathe. On your next inhale, you're going to rise up again. Place your hands underneath the shoulders and get your leg back underneath the hip joint. That's one. Really well done. We will immediately go into the next one. So on an inhale, place your left foot behind or next to you. If it feels good, you can make a little circle to open up the hip joints. And then on the next inhale, we will stretch out the leg. I'm just going to adjust my posture a little because my window is here. So really make sure you stretch it, push into that left foot. Actually, this really feels good. If you have a wall to do this against, then stretch your feet out against the wall. The wall supports a little and increases the stretch in the hip joint. So it actually helps. So keep stretching, keep breathing, go front and back if you like that. Keep your belly button tucked. And on the next exhale, we are going to place our forearms on the mat. And then again, come into our adjusted puppy pose. If you can stretch out your arms a little, then do that. But place your forehead on the mat. And keep breathing. Then on your next inhale, place your hands underneath the shoulders again. Get your knee back. And let's go for one more cat-cow just to finish off this part. Inhale, look up. And exhale, look down. Inhale, come into a flat back position. And then let's go into our first downward facing dog of today. So start, actually try to really follow this more slow way of getting into downward dog. So first come and sit slightly on your heels. place your belly on the top of your thighs and really stretch out your arms on the mat. Push those hands into the mat. And then slowly, with control, lift your bottom. Keep pushing into the mat. And then, if you have the possibility, if your body allows it today, place your feet hip width apart, flat on your mat. Alright, this is it. There we are. We have our first downward dog with a flat and lengthened spine. And then on the next inhale, you're just going to bend your left knee, your right knee, sorry, a little, and keep your left straight. Breathe. And then on the next inhale, reverse it. So bend the left knee and keep the right one straight. Make sure you keep your shoulders tucked into your back. We're going to do that a couple of times. It's a bit like a slow walk, a slow dance, but it ensures that you stretch out the back of your legs. Because you know, in the end, it's all yoga. You know, if I focus on the hip joints, then obviously I need to stretch out my legs. I need to make sure that my feet are also ready for it. So your entire body needs to support the focus you're going to have today. So it's all just yoga. Alright, and then on the next inhale, you are going to straighten your left leg, and on the exhale, you're going to place it in between your hands. If that doesn't work in just one step, doesn't matter. Take 2, 3, 4, 5 steps, as much as you need. And then you are going to turn your left foot to make sure that it's fully in line with the back of your mat. And we're going to do the same with your left foot. Keep this leg straight, keep this one bent, and come into the position. So really try to, as if you would come and sit down. This should feel really good. You can keep looking at the floor, or you can keep up, whatever feels good for you today. Just make sure that you keep this leg straight, that you keep it active, so you keep focusing on the knee. And we are here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we will make sure that we bend both knees. Place your hands in the middle, and then on an inhale, place your hands in the back of your neck and come up. And there we go. Goddess pose. So exhale and stay here. Try to imagine as if there would be just a little chair you're going to sit on. It's an imaginary chair, so you're really going to feel your glute, you're going to feel your bum, you're going to feel every muscle in your leg. It's all going to be activated, and especially this area is really stretching now, is awakening, and take up space. Now look straight forward and breathe. Keep breathing. I know it's hard. Welcome the tremble, especially in the morning. Welcome the prana. Keep breathing. And then on the next exhale, you're going to straighten out your left leg. Keep the right one bent. And come all the way down again. So it's the same as we did before, but now on the other side. Oh, you're going to really feel the stretch. For me, this one is even harder. It's clear that this leg needed it even more. This feels really good. And then slowly and with control, we are going to place our hands around our right foot. And on an exhale, come into plank position. Breathe here, so inhale. And then exhale, come slowly and with control to the mat. Don't fall. Make sure you don't do this so that you don't fall into the mat. If it is hard for you to come slow and with control, you can always place your knees first and then come slowly down to the floor. Alright, place your forehead on the mat. Make sure you keep your elbows right next to your rib cage. And on an inhale, look up. Just look up. Don't go like this, but just slow, with control, easy. Still morning. And on an exhale, back. On an inhale, look up. And exhale down. And again, inhale, look up. And exhale down. And on the next inhale, place your toes into the mat. And then exhale, come all the way back into downward facing dog. You will notice that we have shifted positions on our mat, which we normally don't do in yoga. So we're going to even it out and do exactly the same thing as we did before, but on the other side. So breathe. And again, you can make a sound with this. It's called lion's breath. You can make a sound. So deep inhale into your chest. And then exhale with a sigh. Do that again. And then on the next exhale, place your right foot between your hands. Again, if you need more steps, then please take them. Make sure your left foot is even with your mat and create the same thing with your right foot. Stretch out the left leg, keep the right one bent. Place your hands on the mat and look up or look down. Yogi's choice. You can really make the decision here. And then make sure that your shoulders stay relaxed. Relax them down. Keep breathing. On the next inhale, push into your right foot to ensure that you can bend both knees here. Make sure you don't collapse. And then on the next inhale, place your hands in your neck and come on. There we go. Place your hands wide, pick up space. You're here, you have an entire mat, an entire living room or apartment or wherever you're at today, but take up space. Don't be small. You're here. Keep breathing. Focus on the breath. Don't focus on how hard this is or how hard this might feel. Just breathe. You're doing great. On the next exhale, we are going to straighten the right leg, bend the left one even more, and come sit or sit. Place your hands on your mat, really straighten out the right leg, and look forward or down. Keep breathing. We are here for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And on the exhale, place your hands in front and come into your high plank position. Good job. My body is cracking a little. Means I'm doing well, it's awakening. So breathe in and then slowly with control breathe out. Keep your elbows close to your body. Tighten everything up and come to the mat. Place your feet long, forehead on the mat. And on inhale, look up. And exhale down. Again, inhale, look up. Exhale down. Inhale, look up. And then exhale, we will immediately go into downward facing dog. There we go. We're going to stay here just for a couple of breaths. You can close your eyes if you want to, but it's not needed. You will stay or be more active if you keep your eyes open. Neck long, shoulders facing downward. Really open up, make sure that your elbows are as far as they can come from your ears so that your head has space. And focus on lengthening the spine. If it's needed, you can also bend out your legs if that feels better. Sometimes it does. You can also increase or decrease your width. Play a little with that. Find what feels good. Find what feels right. And breathe. And then on your next exhale, you are going to bend your knees, place your big toes together, sit on your heels and come into child's pose or extended child's pose. Try to relax and just don't be all too straight about it. Just relax the arms down and breathe. We're going to be here for a couple of breaths. So place your forehead on the mat, relax your shoulders down, make sure there is a connection between your legs and your heels. So don't be like this. If you are like this, then make sure that you put a pillow or a towel or anything in between so that you can relax down. It's really important that you relax this part of your body. Now enough said, just breathe. Then on the next inhale, come up, rise up and find a comfortable seat. Really good job, you guys. Normally, if you come sit, at least it's the case for me, you now already feel what this practice has done. You know, the hips already feel different than they did before. If you don't feel it, don't worry, there will be a day that you feel things like that. And as a last part of today, we will inhale. So inhale, stretch it out, make sure that you keep your shoulders low, so don't go like this, but keep shoulders low. And then on an exhale, we are going to come forwards. But make sure that your bottom stays on the mat. If you're here today, it's fine. If you're here, also fine. Just find what feels good. If you are able to come to the floor, good as well. Then place your head on the floor. Make sure you keep contact between your lower spine or your lower back and your mat. And that you feel the stretch in your hips. Lengthen the back of your neck. Inhale, we will slowly come up. Exhale. And then reverse the legs. So put the one that feels a bit odd before the other one. So this is a seated position that feels just not picture perfect. But it's good again to have the yin and yang, to have the yoga balance. So here again we are going to inhale. Make sure you push your shoulders down, keep them relaxed, and then on an exhale come to the floor. It's possible that you can reach an even deeper spot or that it's less open with this leg in front. It doesn't matter, whatever it is. Don't try to change it. Just go with what your body is giving you. And breathe. And your next inhale, come up. And exhale where you are. Really good job today, guys. I know that is a hard practice to do. At least for me, could be that for you it was just really easy and really good. Well then, good for you. I would like to suggest though that you, if you do this practice more often, that you just repeat the vinyasa we did together. You can repeat it up to 6, 12 times. To really feel the energy, feel it flowing, and to just open up those hip joints, which is really important. So then one last time, inhale, and then on an exhale, place your hands in front of your heart, bow your head, bow for yourself, be proud on what you did today. And namaste. Thank you.
Thank you, Joyce.